What is going on, buddies? ZachRC here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome along to episode number 3 of the F124 Driver Career Series, continuing on in the Formula 2 season for round 3 today in Australia. If you guys did miss either of the first 2 episodes, make sure to go check those out before you see this one. There'll be a card in the top right hand corner of your screen for the playlist now. So make sure to check those out and also get subscribed for more future F124 content as we continue on this series. Let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into the sprint race.
So today, the sprint race, no pit stops, just full on pace. It's all about speed, daring, and sheer driving skill. What, I wonder, is in store for us today? It's a new addition to the Formula 2 calendar. Albert Park has been an iconic F1 circuit for years. Recently remodeled to encourage tighter racing on track, it is 3.28 miles, 14 turns instead of the original 16. Welcome to the Formula 2 commentary box. I'm Alex Jakes. Alex Brundle joins us as ever for this. Alex, it's a sprint race. How's the format change going to affect the mentality of the drivers?
Well, you've got the grid reversed, giving some drivers who wouldn't normally get it the opportunity to take a win or a podium home. They're going to be looking to snatch that opportunity if at all possible.
So, mate, you bagged a podium last race, and I, for one, really enjoyed it. I know you did, so let's see if we have more of that today, please.
Well, that's certainly the objective for today's sprint race here down under at the Albert Park circuit in Melbourne. But of course, starting from further back on the grid, again, not a fantastic qualifying, lining up from P13 in today's race. Of course, this will be where we start for the feature race as well. Hadjar and Leclerc there in front of us. Daruvala and Hauger made the most use of qualifying, so they'll be starting from the front row for the features. The formation lap gets underway here, looking to get the tyres up to temperature to kick things off, just looking for some more points in today's race. Of course, last time out in Jeddah, we did okay in the sprint race, pushed it up to P5, I believe it was, at the flag at the very end. But we'll have to see in terms of what we can do this time around, try and set ourselves up for a better run at the feature potentially, and just try and charge the field, see what result we can get today. So lining up now on the grid in our slot, looking for a good getaway as the lights go out, as everyone takes their place at the back of the grid. Here we go now for the third race of the season, for the third weekend of the season, the sprint race here in Australia, 5 red lights. Lights out, foot to the floor. We are underway. Decent start. Vershaw didn't get quite a good getaway on our right hand side towards turn 1. We go to the inside of Leclerc. Hadjar moves in front. Go back to the outside of the dance machine in towards turn 1. Around the high side on Leclerc and Hadjar as well. And almost taking Daruvala on the inside as well. On the curb there at turn 2. Daruvala keeps it in front of us for the minute. And we're up to P11. So that's 2 places gained off the start. Not too shabby at all. Down towards turn 3. Good braking zone for a move. Gonna hold it in line for the minute. They're not going to try and go for a cheap dive there. Keep it and wait for an opportunity to try and take Daruvala. Iwasa just in front. Hauger making up places up to P7, all ready to charge through turn 4. And oh, a contact there. We've banged into the back of Daruvala's MP machine. We've lost some wing there and minor damage. Oh, another slide there. We've run into Hadjar as well. No damage on the high-tech machine, so we're lucky to not take him out of contention. But we did get a warning for a collision. But the wing damage looks to be okay. We'll have to hold on for that for the minute. We should be alright. The car seems to be driving okay, so we'll carry on as we are. Pushing on to lap number 2 now, looking forward to setting the fastest lap of the race. We'll set it here, 1 minute 32.2, and we'll start hunting Daruvala now for a P10 in the order. Of course, no points for 10th place. We're looking for a top 8 finish today as DRS gets put in play for the first time. Oh, another tap to the outside wall there. Surprisingly, no damage done at all there. 1 standard damage, so that it does come as a shock to me. We'll carry on as it is, lucky to be continuing without too much damage there. Chasing Daruvala now, out the chicane and in towards the last sector on the circuit. DRS to the outside on the racetrack, going to go look towards that right-hander, back down to the inside, twitching back underneath, making that other move that we can make, down on the inside and looking for a good exit on the MP Motorsport machine, and there we go up into 10th place, and we'll now start working on Iwasa. I believe that is either Vesti or Behrman, to the front it's Behrman in P8 for now. Of course, Vesti a bit up the order in P6, Hauger separating those 2 primers for the minute. On to lap 4 then, Iwasa, our next time to charge down towards turn 3, the first proper overtaking chance on the circuit, down the inside of the dance machine from quite a way back, a bit of contact there, so we'll let him back through. Don't want to hit him on the way past. Make sure we're making these clean overtakes as best we can. Daruvala there right behind us, there to pounce on any potential mistakes. And we're going to try and take it in the same place we took Daruvala. A lap will go. We'll try and make a move if we can go for the inside this time around. Iwasa defending on the outside, so we'll look inside of him and take the opportunity that we need to make that move and up into P9 now. 1 place off the points. Behrman just in front. Hauger there 2 places ahead, and Vesti still in P6 for the minute. Up front, it's the 2 Carlins who lead, Maloney and Fittipaldi. There's our first objective of the day, avoid more than 2 notable collisions for 3 laps, and given the contact we've been making so far, that's probably a good idea. We want to try and avoid any more damage done to our wing or any other part of the race car. Behrman, our next target, in front. No threat from behind. Iwasa and Daruvala 7/10 back. DRS deployed, but Behrman's got it too, so we'll probably won't get as good of a run until we get down towards the chicane. We can gain some more time on the AI here. Down in towards the last sector now, looking for a clean exit to try and take Behrman, but he's still right there in front of us, not potentially gaining much time, so we'll have to keep behind him for the minute to push it further on now onto lap 6. A lap later we'll try and take him in the same place. This time we're right up his chuff, looking to go for an opportunity towards the chicane. Again, DRS in play. Behrman still got it off of Halger in front, only just. He's about 2/10 off of losing that. We'll try and close in now, make a move to the inside into the chicane and trying to avoid contact. We came close to hitting the Prema, but we're up in front of him now and up into the points paying places. 1 point now our way, plus the extra one for fastest lap as well. Halger now our target in front as we push on to the end of lap 6, halfway through this race now, and looking, we've still got a good chance of perhaps taking a podium from this one. Got to keep on making moves. Yellow flag behind us, not quite sure who that is. Looks like one of the Trident cars has got some kind of problem. It's Clement Novalak who's got the issue and looks to be out of this race. He's running just fine as he comes onto the main straight, but pulls it over to the right hand side, pulls out of line, and it looks like game over for him. No smoke, so unsure as to what the problem could be, but he's off the pace significantly there, and obviously he's just missed the pit lane, so if there's a puncture he can't go and fix that. And as he comes back down across the start finish line, he does make it halfway through the race, but there goes the smoke, and that is the telltale sign that he is without doubt eliminated from this sprint race. So the first retiree of the race weekend, Novalak, is out of contention. He'll pull the car over at the exit of turn 2, and that'll be the end of the day for him. One more Trident left in this race, that being Roman Stanek. We'll continue on though while our chase of Halger onto lap 9 of this race. Got another objective to avoid damaging our wing for 3 laps. That should be easily done. That one incident was obviously just a fluke there in terms of avoidance of Deruvalo in front. Down the inside of Halger though, looking for that move on the entry to the right-hander, and on the exit pulling in front of him, pulling clear as well. So up into P7 now. Vesti, of course, the championship leader in front of us, trying to gain points on both Premas if we can today. Kushmeni in P5 just in front, up front. The 2 Carlins continue to show the way. Yellow flag behind us. It looks like Behrman's off the pace here. It might be Oliver Behrman who's got a problem. He has a big play for the driver. Second place in the standings going into today. We're still chasing Vesti in front. Iwasa's down to P9, and there's the confirmation. Behrman is out of the session. He's pulled it over, and that's it. A big elimination in this sprint race then. Oliver Behrman finding his fate today, winner of the last sprint race in Jeddah, and this time will not see the flag. Down the inside of Vesti, looking for a move to make that stick up into P7. Now in P6 and chasing money for 5th. Our teammate Victor Martins there in front of us in the other ART. What has happened to Oliver Behrman, who seems to have just completely conked out? He was only a second or so behind us. You see us up front there looking to take his teammate Vesti, and Behrman, there it goes. Again, the same sort of problem as the Trident. Prema up in smoke, and as the leaders make their way through, you see the 2 Carlins showing the way. Doing in 3rd, Martins in 4th, but Behrman off the pace and letting everyone go to the chicane. Oh, close to contact. I think he hit the Deruvalo there. Bit of damage done to one of those 2 cars. I saw something flying off, but Behrman putting over, and he's out of the race. So on to lap 11 here. Lap and a half left to go in this thing, and we're still chasing money for P5. And Martin's just in front. We can still take a podium at this one, I reckon, if we can actually make these moves. We've been in that situation before. Down the inside of the Campos, going into the penultimate corner on the circuit, into that last right hand, then up into P5. I've got 1 lap to try and take these guys. We're about to pass our objective 2. Martin's our teammate. We've outperformed him so far this season. Looking to continue that trend in this sprint race. Last lap here. 1 more to go. Up front, it's the 2 Carlins who still show the way. Fittipaldi leads Maloney, Dehun in 3rd. Over the curve a bit there. Slide at the exit in through turn 2. Manny now could go for a move, potentially down the inside. We're going to defend downstairs, making sure he's got to go the long way around if he does go for a move, but nothing for the minutes. We'll hold on to our usual line. A bit deep there, missing the curb. Dehun might get a bit of time, and Martins as well in front. Going towards into the last sector now, in towards that last braking zone, on the proper last braking zone, down the inside of Martins, looking for the move. That's a last proper overtaking opportunity. I doubt maybe able to make a move at the penultimate corner on the circuit. Going into the last couple of corners, up into P4. Can we go for a dive on Dehun? Not worth it. We'll see if we can try and get him on the exit of this corner, going to the entry of the last one. Down the inside, potentially. Dehun Dincias coming, hits us. We hit him. We start off the circuit, keeping it just in front of Martins there, coming up in front of our teammate. Maloney will win the race after a last lap pass. We'll come home in 4th place in the end, from P13 to P4. 9 places. That's not too bad at all, but could that have been the podium? Were we a bit too aggressive with that? Could we have got Mondiras in the last bit? We'll never know, but as an entertaining race, an intense race, and of course we gained points on both the Premas we're chasing in the championship, and driver of the day as well. Definitely a lot of fun there.
The boy from Barbados has beaten them all. It's victory for Zane Maloney.
It might not be the same points as the feature race, but it is the same podium, and they get to wave at the fans from it.
And there you have it, today's winners. Having raised some of the biggest names in F1 to date, Carlin have once again shown their expertise when it comes to recruiting new talent. No doubt today's winners have a bright future ahead of them. They certainly deserve it after today's performance.
So Zane Maloney, then the boy from Barbados, takes his first victory of the 2023 season. It's his teammate Fittipaldi in second after that last lap pass, and Jack Doohan home in third for Virtuosi. He's having a fantastic season so far, has to be said. He's been up there challenging for points throughout the season. So have a look at the remainder of the results made in the point scoring places. We come in fourth, Martin's fifth, Kushmani sixth, Frederick Vesti comes home seventh, and Dennis Halger nabs the last point back in the end. Owasa comes home ninth, Johan Deruvla rounds at the top 10, and of course we had Novalak and Behrman both out. Behrman down to fourth place in the championship. Enzo now in front of him by a point. We're in front of him by 2. But Vesti just 14 points in front now in the standings. Kramer's lead is cut to 30 as myself and Victor Martins look to start chasing those guys down. They've had retirements so far. Both Kramers have retired from a race so far this season. And we haven't had that yet. But Martins obviously has retired from a sprint race. In terms of ratings though, improvements across the board, including one up in pace. And that'll bring us halfway between 68 and 69. Can we take a full 69 rating by the end of this one? It will come down to our performance in the feature race.
Delighted to welcome you to Albert Park, the newest addition on the official FIA Formula 2 calendar. The heat is going to be a test for drivers and cars today, ahead of the feature race. It's a new addition to the Formula 2 calendar. Albert Park has been an iconic F1 circuit for years. Recently remodeled to encourage tighter racing on track, it is 3.28 miles, 14 turns instead of the original 16. Here are the starting positions for today's race. A fantastic effort from Johan Deruvla yesterday puts him on pole position, and it's Dennis Halger in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Behrman, Vesti, Ayumu Owasa, Miney, Martins, Doohan, Fittipaldi, Zane Maloney, Leclerc, Hadjar, Cohen, Richard Verschoor, Cordial, Benavides, Novalak, Juan Manuel Correa, Stanek, Boschon, Nissani, and Jack Crawford completes the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's get down to the track. It is the Formula 2 race. It is time to introduce you to Alex Brundle. I'm Alex Jakes, and we've got changeable weather out there today. That's making for some nervous team personnel down in the paddock, down in the pit lane.
Well, uncertainty is what strategy's all about, but it absolves the teams from the responsibility of running both compounds of tyre. They might have to use that wet tyre, of course, and then the question is, where do those crossovers lie between the wet and dry conditions?
The boss wants another podium finish this weekend. I know you're more than capable.
No more talking then, time for action here in the feature race, and this is of course where the big points are on offer, a full 26 if we can win this race, and if Vesti finishes down the order, that could be a big boost for our chase in the championship. Just 3 rounds in, we could find ourselves leading today if things go right, but it's a P13 start. I've got faith, given the performance in the sprint race, we can make our way up from this position. Of course, we did it in Jeddah as well, from around this sort of place, so looking for another solid run here. We've gotten good at charging through the field as the formation lap gets underway. Hadjar there in front of us once again. He'll be our first target. If we can make up some places going into turn 1, that'll be a positive like we did in the sprint. But overall, we're just looking to be patient with it and get ourselves up the field. As long as we're up there at the end, that's the main thing. And of course, could we nab our first win from here? Last time we almost did it. We only just lost out to Vesti in Jeddah, the same sort of position, same sort of race length. So potentially we could be in, this could be the one maybe. Vesti doesn't seem as fast today. It's the 2 MPs on the front row up front. Halger and Deruvla will lead us to turn 1. Here come the lights for the feature race, the main race here in Australia. Lights up, foot to the floor. We are underway. Good start over Hadjar, who falls away on the right-hand side. Leclerc and Maloney there in front of us as he charges towards turn 1. They're our next targets to go down into that first right-hand of Hadjar. Still on our inside. We're going to try and get around his outside through turn 1, keeping it away from the curb and switching almost immediately to the outside to try and tackle Arthur Leclerc in the dams. Our fellow Ferrari Academy driver down towards turn 3 now, looking for a good run on into the braking zone. Still alongside him. He outbrakes us a little bit. We brought it alongside and get clear of him at the exit of turn 3, shutting the door, trying to avoid any further moves from the Monegasque. They're trying to avoid contact this time. Fittipaldi there in front of us. Maloney, the poor exit from turn 4 through 5 now. Fittipaldi, the next target, up into the points paying places already. We've still got plenty of time to work our way up towards the leaders. Fittipaldi, Doohan, and Kushmani there in front of us in the Campos in P7. And coming towards the end of the first lap now, going to try and make a move on Fittipaldi down the inside of the car we used to drive in the original Driver Career Series, and around the outside. If we try and make it on the exit, he's still down underneath us, so we'll give him the space, we pull in front, and P9 off the start. So that's 4 places gained, double what we gained on the opening lap in the sprint race. So a fantastic start there. Jack Doohan our next target in P8, and as I say, mainly just in front of him there. On to lap 2, then pushing towards the braking zone, and we've been going for so many moves here. I'm not going to go for it this time. They keep it in line. Oh, big lockup from Manny. Doohan backs off, and we get more damage in the same place we got damage in the sprint off Daruvla. And again, we are fraught with issues here. Of course, the issues didn't hamper us too much in the sprint, so I imagine we're more of the same here. We want to avoid changing that wing in the pit stop as long as we're okay in terms of driving it. On to lap 3, DRS now deployed. We'll try going for a move on Doohan. We're right there behind him. Fittipaldi and Manny still back there in P9 and P10. No DRS this time. Got to wait for the detection point further on in the lap. Going to pause the inside of Doohan, who defended all the way up to going into the corner entry. We'll take full impotence, charge down the inside, and take the place away from the Australians. We continue our push now up towards our teammate Victor Martins, who will hold the next position in line as we go through turn 5, keeping things under control here. Looking for P6 off him, Vesti in P5. At this point, if Vesti stays P5, we can win the race over him. Then we'll nab the championship lead onto lap 5 here. Fastest lap now in our possession, and we're getting closer and closer to our pit window opening to get off these soft tyres and go on to the mediums for the remainder. Ayumu Iwasa in front of us now as we charge up towards the corner, in towards turn 3, looking for the opportunity. Martin's got around him, big lock up in front. I think that was Martin's being held by Vesti for the minute, but we'll try and continue to close him down, chasing Iwasa for position in the other dams. We've already taken Leclerc's day and down the inside of his teammate to take away P6. Good move at the right hand there, of course, what was the old chicane, or sort of still is chicane, but now a lot faster, a lot more streamlined by comparison. On to lap number 7 now. We spent 2 laps chasing the lead 5. We can't quite catch him, but it's time for our stop now. We can try and gain a place by pitting a lap earlier than these guys, and that'd be fantastic for us to make that work. Slowing down for the pit entry here, 60 km an hour, the speed limit, and looking for a clean stop. No one joining us, so we shouldn't get held up by anyone else, as opposed to last time in Jeddah when we did. Into the pit lane now. Medium tyres going on to our ART and looking for a decent stop here. 4 seconds to pull it away, a bit late on the clutch, but managing to keep it and not lose too much time. So we're down to the back of the pack here, no one else pitting with us, so everyone else pitting the next 2 laps or so, and we'll see whereabouts we emerge in the train, and obviously everyone will be a bit split up from there, so we'll see exactly who we're fighting towards the end of this Grand Prix. If we manage to close the time to the cars in front, it'll be fantastic, because we're only about a second and a half or so back from those guys. We'll get an idea here as a few of those leaders come into pit this time around the end of lap number 8, the start of lap 9. We're halfway through this race now and looking for who's going to come in front of the exit. I see Hauger up there, who was in front, going towards turn 1. There he is on the inside. Vesti's just there in front. We managed to take Hauger, so we're now up within this pack and looking potentially like we could contend to win this race, or at the very least have a podium. Up into P13 for now. Green flag back behind us, so there's a problem for a car for the back. That might be Jack Doohan, who's come out the pit lane now. I'll wait for confirmation as we go through chasing Vesti. It is Doohan. Jack Doohan, another major player, as he slide over the chicane, and Doohan out of the race as he's left the pit lane. I'm getting major Haas Australia 2018 vibes in this. Of course, they left the pit lane and retired almost immediately because they put on the wrong tyres or something like that. It's been a long time, I can't quite remember all the details there. But Doohan, that puff of smoke on the exit, and that's the race over for him. And as I said, he was doing so well in the sprint, of course. Now the podium, he's had a fantastic start to the season, but this is going to damper those hopes a little bit, and he's going to want to try and bounce back from this next time out in the next race. But out to the session here, 21 cars now remaining. On to lap 11, the train has caught up a little bit, and we're into P4 here. Martin's behind us and Hauger with us as well. Vesti, Daruvla, and Behrman, the cars in front, down the inside of the championship leader, into turn 3, pulling in front of the car, because we're trying to beat today, but we need him down on the place, so we need our teammate to do us a bit of a favour here and start closing up. And meanwhile, we're chasing now Daruvla and Behrman to go potentially for second place, if not for the lead, looking to make a move. Daruvla goes to the outside first, though. He makes that first blink. We're going to try and pull to the outside of the MP, but can't quite do it. Not enough run there. Daruvla takes the lead. We slide into second. Behrman now down to third place. Double whammy there for our compatriot. We'll try and nab the lead then off Daruvla. We took a place off him earlier on in the sprint, racing for P10. This time we'll pull to the outside of the racetrack into the braking zone. Oh, a slight bit of contact there. Slight tap to his rear left wheel. He keeps it in front for the minute, didn't get enough run we needed, so we'll maintain P2 for now. But we're in a very good position to try and win this race from here. If we can get close enough, but a bit wide there, but Behrman won't go for a move. On to lap 12, DRS will be once again in our favour. Behrman about half a second back, no real threat from behind. We all focus on taking this race lead away from Jahan Daruvla to the outside of the racetrack in the same place he took Behrman, going towards the chicane, and we're pulled clear of him before we reach the braking zone. Up into the lead now for the first time today. The second time in this career series that we take the lead of a feature race, and looking Perhaps to hold it this time a little bit longer. This time, last time we took it just going on to the last lap. This time we've got another 6 laps or so to hold on to it. On to lap 13, Deruvla back to the outside there. He's going for the move we went for, right behind us, and Deruvla reclaims the lead. But this time we won't let Behrman through as Behrman did to us. I will try and make a move on the exit, but Conrad again practically shoving him through the exit chicane. We've got to watch the wing there. Eventually we'll end up with damage if we're not careful. We've got to try and keep it under control. Deruvla with DRS, he pulls away a little bit. We're going to dive back down to the inside though, or think about diving down. Oh, a bit wide there. Behrman takes away P2 on the exit of the corner, and that mistake has cost us a place there. Let's try and get that back on the outside. Maloney out of the session. Zane Maloney, the winner of the sprint race, goes out of the feature. What's happened to the car in there? The yellow flag was out, and he's going for quite a nice move here on Ayumu Iwasa. He's just made that move stick going into the chicane, and Maloney though, the engine goes up in smoke, and that's it. Another retirement in that same manner, and he is out. That's 4 retirements we have this weekend. Novalak, Behrman, Doohan, and now Zane Maloney joins them. 20 cars left in this race. Behrman now going for the lead off of Deruvla on lap 14 of this race. He goes around the outside, takes the lead away. It's that same place. That's where we want to be going for the lead on the exit or the entry to that chicane. And go looking now. We take Deruvla for second and look to try and get Behrman back. We're hoping for another retirement from his case. In terms of the championship,
We'll be third in the championship.
still third if Behrman wins this race. Not enough for us right now. DRS in play on lap 15. Vesti's in P3, so not a good place for us to be at all. Around the outside of Behrman, going into the braking zone at turn 3. Around the outside, bit too deep there. Behrman gets back in front of us for a minute, so we've got to pull back into line. And Vesti avoids going for a move. Vesti's about a second back at this point. Myself and Behrman are pulling away as me and Vesti did in the last race. We're still right there on the back of Arca Patrick. And look to the inside of the racetrack, going in towards the right-hander. Can we make it stick on the inside? We did this to Iwasa earlier. A bit of a slide there where we take the lead away. We've got to hold it for 2.5 laps now in order to take our first win in Formula 2. If we can hang on to it, and I imagine that Vesti and Deruvla and Martins will all close back in and try and go for it later on. Behrman's got DRS though. He's going to pull potentially to the outside if he can get enough to run. Yes, he will. Looking for a second there, and Dan goes for it around the high lane. And we're still alongside him though, and this time, for the first time, the driver on the inside going to the chicane will take the lead away and make it stick and maintain that place. So Behrman doesn't have the lead from us. On to the final lap now. Less than a lap away from our first victory, but Behrman might not let us have it here. We're being fought by both Behrman and Vesti in the championship, trying to take both of them. But we need Vesti down the order to nab the lead. We could take second if we can beat Behrman down into the chicane for the final time. The 5-car train, 5-way scrap for the win if we can finish this one off. No real fight from the cars behind. Martins has just sat back watching this. Behrman to the outside. This could be the last pivotal moment to try and go for the lead. He goes around the outside, has it. It was clear for us for a second. We're going to jump back inside, outbrake him, and keep it under control. And that should be all she wrote here. Only a few more corners to go. Unless Behrman goes for any late dives or make any mistakes, that should be game over for the 4 cars behind us. It's been a long old slog the first 3 rounds. Lost out to Vesti only just in the last feature race. But finally, we're going to emerge from the last corner. And our 3rd time of asking, we're going to take a victory in a feature race. First win in Formula 2 for ART. Fantastic stuff all round. And hopefully there'll be many more to come. Very enjoyable race. P13 to P1. Holding off Behrman and Vesti at the flag. Deruvla and Martins bring up the end of the train in the top 5. What a race. What a victory. That was fantastic.
So another fantastic victory for ART today.
Well, that's what these cars are made for. Racecraft, so formative at this level. So many daring moves achieved. Brilliant stuff.
ART, the French team who have been racing since the 90s in various forms of motorsport, are once again back on the winner's podium today after a brilliant display of driving skill.
So for the first time in this season and this series, no less, we take home the checker flag in P1. The trophy belongs to us today. In the end, Behrman takes second, Vesti home in third, so we're still situated there with our championship rivals in the standings. If this 3-way fight can continue all the way to Abu Dhabi, I'll be thrilled with that. We get a 3-way scrap for the championship. But in terms of the rest of the results, obviously Behrman home in second, Vesti third, Deruvla takes 4th, Martins 5th, Halber 6th, Iwasa 7th, Kushmani 8th, Enzo Fittipaldi 9th, the absence of his teammate in the order, and Richard Verschoor will nab the last point on offer. Fantastic racing all around. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Van Amersfoort getting their points alongside Correa. Second place in the championship, 3 points back from Vesti now. Another place down for the Dane, and that would have been enough for us to nab the lead. Behrman in third place, 13 points back despite the retirement. Halger in 4th. And in terms of the championship in the constructors, we've closed that gap by 3 points to Prema, so that gap will continue to close if we can keep on working, myself and Martins, to close that gap and try and win some more races. But who will emerge victorious this season? We'll have to wait and see until later on. In terms of ratings and improvements to Racecraft, 1 up in awareness as well. missing out on improvement to pace, but 1 improvement in focus as well. Is it enough for a 69 rating? Yes, it is. Another rating gain to end off this episode. Guys, that was absolutely fantastic stuff. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more future F1 24 driver career content. Until my next video, you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.